Hello. Have you gotten a job in early sobriety? Did you start your sobriety with no job, no money, negative dollar signs in the account? Well, call in to my call in live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Time every weekday, where you, the viewer, can share your experience, strength, and hope with me, James, of the sober variety. I got the job. I got the job offer after a week and a half of an application process. If you've been tuning in, we've been talking about giving your will away, letting life be life on life's terms. God's will be done. It is what it is. Skimbly boom, skimbly bibs. So I'll give you the short end of it. I applied for a postal delivery man. I'm a mailman for the United States Postal Service, and I am happy. I'll tell you why. I don't have a work history, a W-2 work history at least. I have done self-employed jobs and hey, Carl. I've done some dog boarding. I've done some stock trading. I've done, what was the other thing I've done? In any case, I didn't have a job history, so November 30th of 2023, excuse me. November 30th, 2023 is my, thank you, Jeremy, is my sobriety date, November 30th of 2023. This time I am practicing, hey, Noah, giving it up to God, giving my will over, because I realized that my thoughts, my objections, my arguments, my way was the problem. Excuse me. And always has been. The problem, Alcoholics Anonymous, the program, warned me of this, saying, I am the problem, not because I'm stupid, but because I'm an alcoholic. It's a disease of the mind. So finally, I gave my will over to a care greater than, of a power greater than myself. The principles and program of Alcoholics Anonymous and God. God's will be done. And that released me of my restlessness, irritability, and discontentment. I am verklempt to where I could, it released me of my uncomfortability so I could finally operate on a productive scale. Noah says, it's a small world. I found out my aunt has an issue with alcohol and never knew she drank, but she just came out about it. Well, that's nice. You got some support. If you'd like, you can call in and tell us about it. Carl, I don't travel, man. Sorry. I'm one of those people that admits that they don't like traveling and they don't like sushi. I don't know what's wrong with people claiming they like sushi and claiming they like traveling. Both of those things will keep me up at night. Cannot stand sushi or traveling. Let's go, JDM Beats. Let's go. Like my favorite Run the Jewels song, Let's Go. Look it up. It's a banger. Let's Go by Run the Jewels. That's a negative, Holly. if you can hear me. That's a negative for now. Maddie Rush, thank you. God willed you an amazing job. Looking fresh and clean. I'm ready for the job. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. God's will be done. I don't ask God to get me the job. I don't really ask God for anything but for myself. I don't ask God for anything but for myself, except to be healthy enough to help others. AA taught me this. Thank you, Shades. I got the job offer. So far, so good. And I'm really happy about it. I am. I'm still nervous. I keep telling myself the saying, if you worry, why pray? And if you pray, why worry? Well, because I'm a human being and I want to be a mailman. But if any of you have experience with getting a job in early sobriety or getting turned down for jobs or fired, give me a call at the phone number you see on your screen or in the top of the chat box. I'm seeing a lot of hearts out there. I'm going to hit them. Oh. And it's Friday, so we're just going to chill tonight and discuss, or if you will allow me, we're just going to chill and discuss. I've been talking about the steps, principles, giving it over to God. You know, we've covered a lot this week in this 9 p.m. Eastern Time live stream. And, you know, we can take a break and work on our Trump impression. It's terrific. Great stuff. Great stuff, the Trump impression. I don't know if you guys are working on Trump impressions. How are they coming along? Terrific stuff. I got a job offer by the United States Postal Service to come work for them as a rural carrier associate with a regular rural route. A lot of R's. Yeah, that's fair enough, Noah. One of the traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous states that I can say I'm an alcoholic, but I can't say you are an alcoholic, and that I saw you at a meeting. It's been exciting. It's been up and down. Well, you know, I haven't been too emotional about it, or at least in my standards. We alcoholics can be emotional. That is kind of the problem. Hey, we got a call from somebody special. I can feel it.
Call from Holly Ford.
Hello, Miss Holly Ford.
Hey, what's up?
Thanks for calling. I was, you know, I've had a exhausting day, so I'm not too keen on concentrating. Why don't you tell us what you're up to?
You've had a good day though. Not a lot. I've just been catching up on sleep because I was manic for like, I think almost a week, and I couldn't really sleep, and then now I'm just like sleeping and kind of depressed. But I just wanted to tell you congrats on the job, and yeah, you're doing so good.
Oh, thank you very much. That means a lot to me, actually.
Yeah. Remember I told you I applied at the library? Well, I had a job interview at the same library last year, and then I applied again the other day, and that was a big deal for me because I really felt rejected that they didn't hire me the first time, you know?
Yeah. Well, good for you. It feels good just to do it. You know what I mean?
And I'm also embarrassed because I remember that interview. It was horrible.
Well, now you're
Like, horrible. I don't know where my mind was that day, but it was not there.
why was it? Oh, because your mind wasn't there.
I guess. I don't know. But, like, I remember that was the worst interview of my life. They asked me about, like, my career goals, and I said I didn't have any career goals.
Well, what are you gonna say this time?
I don't know.
You just be like, they'll be like, tell me about your career goals, Holly, and you'll be like, yes, I have them.
Yeah, and like the last interview, it was kind of weird because they kept asking questions about like kids. Like, what would you do in this scenario if the kid was like running through the library, or like, what would you do if a kid was being really disruptive in the library and the parent is there and they're not doing anything about it? And I'm like, just trying to do the best I can. But isn't that like, I guess that's kind of a weird thing to ask.
Yeah, for real.
I was really like put on the spot by that.
They must have had some problem. They must have had that exact problem happen before.
Yeah. Maybe like between now and then I can look at like library etiquette or something.
Something. I mean,
I can be more prepared.
have you ever seen that meme where the kid, it's this kid, he's like, "Hi, I'm Liberian," and the other kid looks and said, "Shh, be quiet." Or wait, I forgot. I don't know how it went. Or wait,
Cool.
no, he goes, he's like, does anybody remember that meme? The one guy goes, "Hey, where are you from?" Oh yeah, this is how it goes. The one guy goes, "Hey, where are you from?" And the other guy's like, "I'm Liberian." And he's like, "Oh, my bad. Where are you from?" He whispers. Because he thought
I don't know what you're talking about.
well, that would have been more fun if you did.
And how are you tonight? How is everyone tonight?
Shades of Clarity's here. Are you watching the screen? John Venturi.
No, I don't have my other phone. Hang on a second.
John Venturini. You have two phones?
No, what I'm saying is, well, actually I do, but one is just like a Wi-Fi phone. And I just like play my games and my apps on it and stuff, but I don't know where it is right now.
What's up, Gail? Gail McGillum's here as well. Hey, Holly, you think
What?
you've told me before that you find Donald Trump pretty funny?
I do. I think he's funny.
Well, I got a present for you.
Like his mannerisms and stuff. Like I just think he's funny.
They're terrific. They're stupendous. They're spectacular. They're wonderful. Everyone else. Everyone
I don't
else
want
is
to
terrible.
linger. I'm so boring.
Well, thanks for congratulations on you have to follow up now with your Liberian job.
Okay, yeah.
I think follow up is a thing to do. You got to stay on them.
Right. Is that what you did? You just did everything they asked, right?
Yeah, I just did everything they asked. I still haven't talked to a person.
Are you serious?
No, I haven't. Yeah, they gave me the job offer. That is kind of funny. I haven't talked to a person yet. It was all exchanging emails with, just an automated service and application process. And
I
so,
know what you mean. I got a job at oh my god, Amazon one time, and it was exactly like that. Like, you didn't see a human until like you were there for your orientation or whatever.
yeah.
I worked there for one day and then I just never went back.
What was it, like in the warehouse?
Yeah, I was like in a warehouse doing like all this like hard shit, and like when you were going around a corner you had to like say something, and I don't know, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Horrible, terrible, terrible, horrible
And then I
job at
did the
Amazon.
same thing at Walmart. I worked there one day and then I left on my lunch break and never came back.
Is this a pattern? If you get a job at the library, you're not going to leave, are you?
No.
Well,
No.
good.
I think I'm ready for like a job because I need like a social life. Like, I think I've even forgotten how to like talk to people.
Yeah, just the job will, these past couple jobs I've had, just even though one was mostly alone, I still got out and I still saw people when they were leaving their shift at the zoo. The other job, there was too many people and too many dogs at the kennel. So there's
Right.
like, the library is going to be nice. I want to work. I've thought about, there's a library near me I want to work at. I've thought about that too. Is that a state job? Is that a county or city job?
I think it's a city job. Yeah, it's a city job.
Oh, right on.
I forgot at my first interview. Remember, I had told you that I interviewed at the same library like a year ago?
Yeah.
They asked me if I would ever want to teach a workout class.
Well, that would be cool. I guess.
Oh my God, I literally started laughing. And then they called me like a few days later. They were like, "Thank you for your time, but we've gone a different way." Like,
Yeah. Well, just be yourself, I guess,
yeah.
That's what they tell me. And I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest anyway. No one's
Okay,
better.
I'm going to get off of here so someone else can call.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Holly. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Holly Ford. Holly Ford. So nice, so sweet. Not mean and nasty, just nice and sweet. I'm working on my Trumpy. Yeah, Holly, congratulations on motivating. It's baby steps to live life in sobriety. Now that we're not drinking and using, we have all this time to live life. And what do you do in life? Hey, what's up, David Hopper? Teddy Bear. And Teddy Bear, you said you were Cheese Machine. What up, Cheese Machine? It's good to see you. It's Friday, so we're having a casual conversation. No conflict. Nice and casual. Of course it does, Cheese Machine. That's what I'm doing, is working on it. Nothing happens without practice unless you're me. I don't need to practice. I don't need to practice. Let's hear yours, Cheese Machine. Call the number. I don't need to practice. I'm already perfect. Spectacular. No, I hope you will. I'm literally asking you to. Can you do a Trump? Ah, Michael. How you doing, Michael? You like the Trumpy? Miss Ford. Yeah. Mike Tucker can be snarky, mean and nasty, nasty and mean, Mike Tucker. You're fired. You're fired, Mike Tucker. Snarky. I don't like it one bit. All right, let's see.
From
Hello.
Is this soberdelic James?
This is soberdelic James. Yes. Who is this?
This is Teddy Bear. Or otherwise, I used to be known as Cheese Machine, but that's not my name anymore. It's not my name.
Oh.
My name is Teddy Bear now. My name is Teddy Bear. And listen, James, I love you. Great guy. Fantastic guy. Really great guy. Helped me get sober. His Trump impression, I question it as much as I question Kamala's race. Man, what's up, buddy?
Hey, not much. Just relaxing.
Oh man, yeah, man. Finally, nice to talk to you. You said you wanted a Trump impression, so there you go.
Yeah, that was good, man. Thank you. Cheese Machine. Have we spoke before? This might be the first.
This is the first time we have spoken like through actual like audio, like through voice. I mean, I've been in the chats before, stuff like that, but yeah, this is the first time me and you have ever spoke.
Right on, man. Well, it's nice to finally meet you. How's your day going?
Each day that goes by, man, in all seriousness, I'm not trying to sound like, what is it, sappy or whatever, or stereotypical, but each day that goes by, I'm just more and more grateful and just really appreciative of the things that I still have. So
yeah,
I'm doing a lot better than I used to be. That's for sure.
I know the feeling. Better than the last is what I tell people when they ask me how I'm doing. It was better than yesterday. I know exactly what you mean. That's good to hear.
Yes, sir. And hey, congratulations on the job. Good for you, man.
Thank you. It's a step in the right direction, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, if anything, like one of the reasons why I have a job, and this isn't like bragging or whatever, I don't really necessarily do some of the stuff I do for money. It's actually just for life experience and stuff like that. Like I'm taking up carpentry and stuff like that now. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. And gunsmithing. So whatever. Just as long as that's one thing that's helped me with the whole sobriety stuff. Like you said before, idle hands is the devil's playground or something like that.
Yeah, that's a saying, and same with us alcoholics. We gotta do something. The worst thing we can do is get in our heads, and that's what happens when we don't have anything to do.
Yeah, and man, I tell you, I know what it's like to live inside your own head, especially when it feels like there's no one else around you. And I know you know what that feels like with your car accident story and your seizure story. I've had similar things, so that I do just want to say, like, to not only like you but the chat as well, like, believe it or not, for like the past, ever since 2021, the end of 2021, you guys have been a huge part of my life in a very positive way. And I just wanted to thank everybody through my actual voice and not my typed one.
Oh man, thank you, Cheese Machine or Teddy Bear.
Yeah, Teddy Bear now.
Oh, this guy changes his name more than J.D. Vance.
I know, right?
Oh boy.
That time it was good. It was a lot better than the one earlier.
Hey, practice.
Yep. How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice.
Practice. Yep.
Right.
I don't know why I know that saying, but I just know it exists. So take that for what you will, I guess.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm gonna let you get back to it, sir. I hope you have a good night. And
Well, thank you,
hello,
Cheese
goodbye.
Machine. It was your calling and it is touching, and you mentioning the community like that. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And I'll still be on. I'm just not gonna waste your time. But thank you.
Thank you, man. Later.
Later.
Cheese Machine, Teddy Bear. He's a good man, not the best man. Everyone knows I'm the best man. Everyone loves me. Everyone loves me. So good. Thank you, Cheese, Teddy Bear. That was fun. And how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. How do you get the promises of the 12 steps of AA? Practice the 12 steps of AA. How do you get the promises of AA? Practice the 12 steps. How do you get peace, serenity, happiness, joy, and freedom? Practice the principles of AA. I like it. How do you get a job? Practice filling out the Skimbley Bimbers. Yeah. Job. I'm looking forward to it. I've had all kinds of jobs. The Navy, I waited tables, electrician. My very first job was a janitor for a guitar shop. I worked at a kennel. I recently was a security guard for the zoo. I was the host of Apprentice. The Apprentice, best show ever, best host. 2 as well. Shades, call in and give us some of your impressions. Shades of Clarity, if you don't know, fellow addiction recovery YouTuber. That's the name of the channel, Shades of Clarity. And he's going to call in and give us some of his impressions. Not as good as mine. Good, not great. Terrible, but also good. Good, but terrible. I just got COVID. I feel good, bad, but I'm strong. Stronger than ever. Aw, man. You can't just say you can do impressions and then pass. Oh, you're eating? Okay. Michael, how are you doing, buddy? You want to call in? Joe Braddock. Sorry, a bit tipsy, as I did not drink for 6 years, but been watching your vids for 5 years. You didn't drink for 6 years, but you're tipsy. Sorry, a bit tipsy, as did not drink for 6 years. Serenity through tragedy. That takes practice as well. When the shit hits the fan, to practice handling it with grace, and also not panicking and not drinking, especially if you're an alcoholic like me. You're doing pretty well, man. Your videos are getting views. I'd say you're right on track. That first year of this channel in 2018, I guess. That first year was every hour of every day I was working on this YouTube channel. That first year, every hour of every day, I was obsessed. So, and then you see all these YouTube videos of like somebody will say, I made a faceless YouTube channel and now I have 200,000 subscribers 2 weeks later. And you're like, oh boy. Well, it might work to your advantage, Michael, to hear your voice. Plus, you're not a gypsy. You don't know the future. You don't know what any of us are thinking. I may remind you. Yeah, that was a good impression, Teddy Bear. And a touching testimony from a longtime viewer, first-time caller, Cheese Machine Teddy Bear. You know, I just love that. I made the channel 6 years ago to try to get money, and then I dropped an alcoholism story video and started getting experience, strength, and hope from my viewers instead, and sincere thank yous. And Mike Tucker's 5 years sober, Mike Tucker. He's the greatest. Nobody else has ever done that. Mike Tucker. I'm seeing a lot of hearts being pressed. Michael says, I don't even believe it, and I live it. It's impossible for another person to believe. You can't be told these things. It's impossible. Well, what I believe is none of your business. Wow. Explosion of hearts and thumbs ups and likes. Cat off the keyboard. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I am a bit relieved and well, not relieved just yet. They still have to take my fingerprints and put me through the FBI database and check my criminal record. Now, the USPS website says that they only check 5 years back. But I don't know. I got a lot of dirt out there. It's terrible. Fake news. I had a friend whose cat would walk around on her keyboard when she was on. And right on. Yeah, so they're putting me, they're checking me out. They're going to put my fingerprints through. And that's what happened with the security job at the zoo. I worked there for just about 30 days, and they informed me that my security clearance came back. And I was fired. Fake news. They found some fake news in my history. And fired me. These thumbs up and laughy things keep popping up when I'm doing Trump. That's what happened. They ran my fingerprints through the FBI database and found out I had a petty larceny charge from 2010. They said it was 2015, but I know it was 2010. So they're liars. Fake news. Terrible. Terrible stuff. And they fired me. And they said, come back. They said, come back if you get it cleared. In the state of New York, you can get your record sealed. Apparently, it's supposed to have been sealed according to the Clean Slate Act that they passed in 2023 that just now went to effect in July of 2024, because everything takes that long, apparently. Well, I don't even know, Shades. I was even suspecting, I was like, until I remembered what that petty larceny was for, I was suspecting that isn't that how we alcoholics do? We if something happens to us, we start suspecting other people. Like if you lose your wallet, you're like, who stole my wallet? It's full of money. I'm pretty wealthy. Not I dropped my wallet in between the wall and the bed while I was messing around with that $10 hooker. Yeah. So I got a police officer buddy in that town. He was looking into it, but he said, I'll get back to you. And he was sincere, but I think he forgot. No, I think I already pled guilty to it and paid restitution, and I was convicted. Convicted of a misdemeanor, I don't know, second class or something, petty larceny, spelled petite. Petite larceny. Petite. $41 bar bill. Ran out in my Prison Orange New Balances. And, you know, I meant to do it. I'm guilty. I stole, you know, yeah, I bailed on the bill. I dined and dashed. Ran up a bar bill. Long story short, I don't know. I told that story yesterday. Well, who hasn't done that? Well, I was too drunk to realize the chef had come out to talk to me, and I used to work at this Holiday Inn bar, and I knew the chef, and I was too drunk to even comprehend that if I leave, the bartender is just going to go ask the chef my name, and they have all my information. It's fake news. They were, and so that's how powerless I am over alcohol. I get so intoxicated. The bartender didn't know me. I just get stupid. I think you can relate how stupid we get when we're. Have you ever been so drunk you don't even know where you are? I can't find my car. Where's my car? JDM Beats, I want to work for UPS. DUI 2010, the rest is history. Probably the coolest job I ever had, UPS. They're unionized. Well, you know, for all I know, because I put owner, manager, you know, curator of the Sober James channel on video hosting site YouTube on my application. They wanted 5 years work history, and I was like, well, I can't give them the kennel job. A bunch of hicks. A bunch of hicks over there, and they fired me. I can't give them the security job as a reference. They fired me. I wasn't even sure if I was still wearing my pants while I had my friends over. I mean, yeah, it gets that tragically comical. Yeah, maybe you should have took the treatment Shades. Shades says, a guy I knew who got a DWI as a driver for the post office. They offered treatment or termination. He chose termination or the UPS. Turned yellow with jaundice a year later, died a few months later. Damn. 20-year driver. That's why they offered him a DUI in a company van. I'm surprised that might be alcoholism and addiction is now on the disability list, I believe. I think I saw something like that. JDM Beats says, I was stripped from ever driving again, but I can work in the terminal. That's no fun, though. Oh, what'd you do, JDM? I used to work for UPS. Oh, got a DUI. Yeah, but you were in your private vehicle, right? Or no? Yeah, when I was filling out this application, the USPS has, if you have a DUI, it's disqualification in the last 5 years. Moving, reckless driving, I think you can have 1 offense in the last 5 years. Speeding tickets, you can have, I think, up to 3. But DUI is 0. DUI is 0. Truth versus falsehood. I'm coming to find that the truth is a lot more elusive to the general population than it should be. Truth. And falsehood is way too readily accessible. 10%? 50% of hospital beds right now, or any given time of the day, are filled with alcohol-related injuries or accidents. Fact check it. Fact check it on Truth Social. My uncle was a captain with UPS. He flew Airbuses. He drank fairly heavily, but never 12 hours before a flight. It's pretty disciplined. Doesn't sound like an alcoholic. The movie Flight is good for, that's an awesome movie. I love the movie Flight with Denzel Washington. I did a video on it if you want to check it out. Sober James Flight the movie, Sober James Denzel Washington. Just search those things and you'll get a hold of it. That was a pretty, oh man. Flight is great. I would have to say Flight. Leaving Las Vegas is it's gritty. It's hard to watch, but Flight is also hard to watch. He does a good drunk too. Denzel Washington, that one when he's in his cabin and he falls over. That was alcohol poisoning level drunk. Yeah, Flight is an awesome, awesome movie. True story, or based on. Oh, Truth versus Falsehood, David Hawkins. Let me check it out. Let me check this book out. Truth versus Falsehood, David Hawking. Wait, what? Verse. David Hawking's Truth versus Falsehood. How to tell the difference. Spiritual truth and enlightenment. Looks like a cool book. I like Mark Manson. He does The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck is a good book. He does Models. Attract Women with Honesty is the title of another one of his works. M from the UK. What's up, M? He was struck sober in 1960s. I believe it became a great spiritual teacher. Right on. Who's laughing at that? M. I was going to say, where's your brother? M. Where's your brother? M. Eminem. I'm the funniest. Funniest guy. Jimmy Fallon. Not funny. Washed up. Terrible. The Lost Weekend. Days of wine and roses. People have been recommending The Lost Weekend on this channel for a few years. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon, washed up comedian, washed up has been. The whole night show, talk show. Yesterday's news, fake news. Oh, you did. It's fun covering. Alcoholism in movies. I did start a playlist, and it's still on here. So far, I've covered Flight with Denzel Washington, Leaving Las Vegas with Nick Cage, the show Shameless. I forget what else I covered. Does anybody seen Shameless? There's a lot of alcoholism in that. Yeah, he in Leaving Las Vegas, he wakes up shaking, crawls to the fridge. That was awesome in Flight, and man, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I guess I could say when an alcoholic runs out of the lies he or she can bear to tell anymore, you comes a point where you just can't tell another lie. You're desperate, you're beaten down. Yeah, I remember waking up in a studio apartment of mine. I was wicked drunk, wicked hungover, wicked dehydrated, but I hadn't eaten in days. And I remember rolling out of bed and crawling to my refrigerator because I was so weak. And not for beer, but I had New England clam chowder in there. I'd worked at a restaurant called Friendly's. And I know I didn't eat it cold because that would have been just horrible. But I definitely warmed it up and downed it. The Last Samurai. Well, it depends, Em. Some people realize they have a problem, and then it takes years. Well, if you're me, I realized I had a problem at 18. I just didn't do anything about it until it started getting way, way too bad. I mean, a decade later was when I got in that accident, wrapped my Explorer around a tree, woke up 3 months later from a medically induced coma. Nobody would drink with me anymore. And that's when I probably started going to Alcoholics Anonymous. It was in 2008, 2009. But people always say go to AA if you're an alcoholic. See, but you don't get it. You don't just go to AA. You work the program of AA is how you treat your alcoholism. Do you think we can get PTSD from our withdrawals experience because I'm having flashbacks when I hear some of these stories and causes me anxiety sometimes? Dude, bro, I have theorized that I have post-traumatic stress disorder from my life in general. Jails, institutions, death, homelessness, comas, seizures, wrecked relationships, wrecked jobs, injuries. The life of an addict is traumatic. So probably they're very traumatic, especially withdrawals. I mean, I don't even know. I really probably went through DTs countless times. I don't even know. Another thing that happens when you go through as much as we have gone through, more, some more than others, you start to get your normal threshold just goes up or down. I'm not sure which. But your normal becomes, other people's nightmares are normal to you. You know what I mean? What other people would consider a traumatic nightmare, you're just, walking through to the bar every day. You know what I mean? I mean, but you think the stories I tell are crazy? The people in my life tell me stories about me that are crazy. And I'm just like, man. And you're taking it as normal because as you slide down the scale and rock bottom after rock bottom, you're experiencing so much stuff. Your normal is, by any standards, a nightmare. Your normal becomes a nightmare, and it becomes worse and worse and worse. And I'm going to refrain from saying you toughen up and get tougher and tougher, because that would imply that there's something positive about it. And there is something positive about it in the way that you can share your experience with recovering alcoholics when you get out of it. Also, like I said yesterday, this poverty, this brokenness that I'm in, and I'm currently facing, it doesn't really scare me. More so now that I have the powers of that AA has taught me to let life be life on life's terms. Put your will over to the care of God as you understand it. When you do that, you relax and you take it easy, because you realize you're not in charge of anything. When you are in charge, you crash the bus. I'm not driving anymore. This is God's will. I follow AA, the program, like it's a set of instructions, and it is. For alcoholics, the 12 steps and the 12 principles are instructions for how to live life without alcohol. They're instructions. How to be happy, joyous, and free if you are an alcoholic with the disease of alcoholism, that is a disease of the mind and a disease of self. I was thinking about it today. I almost made this a topic. In a meeting today, a woman said something that for about 5 minutes, I had an explanation for how AA works. And and then I got that email later on, and and then I forgot all about it. But for 5 minutes, I knew how AA. I had an explanation. It had to do with something she said. She said something like, she said something like step 1, just don't drink. And then step 2 through 12 is how you are released from the bondage of self, or how you are released from restlessness, irritability, and discontentment. And for 5 minutes, I had a very clear explanation for how that shit works. And I think it was along those lines, but it was way clearer than that. You know, step 2, power greater than yourself. Step 3, hand your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand him. Step 4, searching and fearless moral inventory of yourself. Step 5, become willing to. Step 6, well, it's all about a personal inventory, step 4 through 7. Steps 8, become willing to make amends to people. Step 9, make amends. Step 10, continue to take a personal inventory. Step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to maintain a conscious contact with God. And step 12, service. And all of those wrapped up on how the whole thing worked. I got some DT's delirium tremens videos on here. Ryan, that's what saved me this time, was realizing that I can't run the show of life. I can't run reality. I can't run the world. When I was criticizing people, it was because I thought doing it my way was better. I was more or less worshiping my own ideas and my own thoughts and opinions like they were God. It's a disease of self. When I realized, who am I to judge that person? Who am I to pity myself? Who am I to say there is no God? I may know some things about some things, but compared to the things I don't know, I know next to nothing. And once I realized that, and realized AA was what worked, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do AA like it's a manual. Delirium Dirks. Yeah, there's still suffering alcoholic out there. There's a lot that don't make it. That was talked about in the meeting today too. And they had names of people that weren't around anymore because they died of this disease. They used to come into the rooms. They don't, people don't make it. It's a real disease and it's fatal. And very small percentages, 15, I'm going to say, because I can't remember, it's somewhere between 15 and 25% of alcoholics and addicts do recover. With sustained recovery through practicing the 12 principles and 12 steps. Yeah, I got into delirium tremens, and because I have experience with it, but also because it is a keyword. Listen up, shades. It's a keyword with a lot of search volume and very little competition, or at least it was at the time. That means a lot of people are searching for it, and there's not that many videos on it. So I got a lot of views on it. That's probably why I've seen other channels that have delirium tremens, and you can see they make a whole playlist. They found the same thing I did. The term delirium tremens has a lot of search volume. A lot of people are searching for it on YouTube, but relatively low content about it. That means if you post it, you'll get all those people searching for it. and that's good for the algorithm. But it's not the only thing that's good for the algorithm. And when I made that video, I was all right. I knew some things about engagement, clickability, click-through rate, and stuff like that, but I didn't know as much. So it's one of my most popular videos, but probably for that reason. But it was informative, and people seemed to like it. Right, Shades, there you go. Alcohol withdrawal symptoms, alcohol withdrawal syndrome, alcohol hallucinosis. For some reason, alcohol withdrawal and delirium tremens, DTs, alcoholism, hallucinosis, these are all like, well, they all have higher search volume, but not as much videos about them. What are some other ones I used to, I mean, that first year that I was doing YouTube, I was on this shit like white on rice and a paper plate and a glass of milk in a snowstorm. I was on this information. I knew I was studying keywords. I had lists, but the algorithm changes and stuff. But at the time, I guess, with the right keywords and titled the right way, and with a decent description and a thumbnail and all that, you could get a what are some other ones that are good? Relapse prevention. If you have a keyword machine that you can type that in, that's a good one too. Relapse prevention plan, relapse treatment, relapse prevention strategies. Another good one is early sobriety, Shades. Early sobriety is a valuable keyword. I put it in the title of this stream. Now, streams, you may know this if you listen to me for a while, but streams don't do very, very much for your channel. Before I got demonetized a couple weeks ago, memberships were kicking. I had 37 memberships, and that helps. Some of you would do super chats. That helps. Some of you, there's a Cash App and a Venmo link way down in the description of this video. Some of you find that and send me every once in a while. But streams don't do much for the channel. It's called, here's a tip. You got to balance out your channel with three forms of content. Long form, valuable content. Basically the stuff that is really difficult. I mean, it takes a bunch of hours to make. You got to edit it, write it, keyword, search engine optimization, and you got to edit it and film it and all that. Then you got your easy content, which is shorts, live streams. It's pretty quick and easy to make. It's not that easy, but it's, shorts. It's got the least value. Well, it's got different values. Shorts obviously bring new viewers to the channel and get you subs, but that can backfire too, because a lot of those people have they like short content, and they come on your channel and they'll get suggestions for your long content, and they'll click right off of it in like 3 seconds, which hurts the algorithm. There's other ways. They'll unsubscribe. And then there's the mid content, which is somewhere right in the middle of those two, easy to make and hard to make. And that is value content, which is basically teaching you something, like how to build a dresser or how to handle alcoholism withdrawals. I don't know if I'm remembering that right, but you're on the right track. Right, 8 minutes is good. And I noticed that about your videos too. Actually, your last one was 15. I'm watching you. There was a time where, you know, it was suggested that I pay attention to my competitors. You know, when I was all about trying to make this whole thing, being a YouTuber, a paid YouTuber, I don't spend much time watching addiction recovery channels on YouTube. I read the big book. That's where I get my information. And it is working wonders. I'm a mailman now. But I'm happy, joyous, and free. And as long as I practice the principles one day at a time, I'm happy, joyous, and free. And that's just worth. I don't know if I would trade that. If I found out Mr. Beast was miserable, restless, irritable, and discontent every day of his life and didn't know the solution, I don't know if I would trade my position right now for Mr. Beast's position. Because happiness, joy, and freedom are worth more, way more than a $1 million. ES, what up? Yeah, I got a mail carrier job. I'm going to be a mailman, rural carrier associate. Then after a year, I can bid on a job for regular rural carrier. LD? Are you talking about recovering addict? I thought his name was yeah, government benefits. You got it. It's for liver disease, huh? Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, I used to do collabs because I was on a mission. And you know what collabs do? Collabs double your exposure and all that. Collaborations with other content creators in your niche. Double your exposure. And I got tons of people emailing me all the time about collabing with me and all that. And I got ADHD, man. I do this. Well, I've had a lot of practice. This is live stream like number 792 or something. But it comes naturally, and I've gotten to where it's not that difficult for me, and it helps people, so I can continue to do it. But notice how I haven't been making videos like I did my first year, like that flight video, or like my alcoholism recovery story video. I might. Well, hey y'all, my sister's calling. I'm gonna let you go. I'll see you Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing, one day at a time. Peace.